degree is, because it's still up in the air. But to a given degree, the xenophobes, the racists, they have already won.
60 degrees. It's 60 degrees away from the Earth, orbiting around the point of
technology to work for people at least, a few degrees further up and a few degrees further down the spectrum. Okay. The years, right? They might have only been able to change things a few degrees and a few degrees and a few degrees, but they
would mean we are screwed. Okay, and we look now set to reach 4 degrees, which means that things will get so much too late. I discovered that college was awesome and I'd made brilliant friends. So I got my degree and I decided,
pincered from either side, those with the experience, those with the up-to-date degrees, and even if I wasn't as fucked.
So you give a traitorous, selfish, pragmatic to the nth degree person a full reprieve and pardon.
With relevant degrees, with good degrees, they come out knowing what they want to do, knowing what they can do.
I have spent an awful lot of money on a degree that is seemingly worthless, because if you don't have the experience,
yes, go 100 degrees and 80 degrees, that means straight on. And if it says, 360 degrees, that means you're pointing back. Because actually, a lot of the jobs you need a degree for also are going to suffer technological unemployment. It's not like
things will get so much worse. And here's the kicker: we're already at a rise of 0.8 degrees. We're already basically halfway. And they clearly kind of like me to whatever certain degree. I want to keep knowing them, and so it's
that much because despite doing a degree in creative and professional writing and film studies, I really don't like. I'm a fan of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. Got the psionic power 4th edition handbook here. Kingdom will be, to whatever degree, independent of Europe. We have voted to leave, and evaluation of myself and about a better evaluation of my degrees and about my choices and about the control that I have of my life. Because somewhere, therefore, there are possible ways that, the environment is heating up by a few degrees on average, and therefore that is adding more energy into. The thing is that, like, I've done a degree in writing, creative and professional writing and film. Fucked, because of it. It's like, yay, I've got a useless degree. We know this. It's just a matter of degrees, right? It's, even if, Trump pops into university, and you should be making sure all of your degrees and everything up to that point are perfectly slaloming towards.
You heat it up at the oven to like 200. You start at 200 degrees and you edge it up to like 300 or whatever.
Right? For me to socialize with any degree of finesse, I have to be consciously processing.
But those would be things like, moving out, getting more degrees, studying subjects that I'm interested in, joining more clubs, being a nation of feminist intent to the nth degree, and said, no! Anything that has in any way got any of these negative tropes or troubling issues.
It's a good thing for people who are on the inside be able to, get better degrees and get experience so that when outside they have utterly horrible. That you can only turn that political dial so many degrees to the left or to the right at a certain time.
It's just not worth it anymore. I mean, I've been to university, I've gotten a degree, and fuck it.
You got a 2-1 in a useless degree. Good on you. I mean, I wish I had got my Kalman syndrome sorted out earlier. So everybody comes out of, college and university with relevant degrees, with good degrees. They come out
who kind of takes my style to the nth fucking degree. And I'm being very presumptive here, but kind of, I didn't know about him. He could, but it seems like now the ticking clock is, okay, when are we gonna reach 2 degrees Celsius? When are we gonna be able to survive the way we do now? Okay? A rise of just 2 degrees would mean we are screwed. Okay? And we look now, do a postgraduate degree, getting into horrendous debt, because, I was talking to a Liberal Democrat.
Colleges and universities encouraging people to go and do vocational degrees. All of this is, again, to make sure that everybody is...
The key facts that if the climate rises just 2 degrees Celsius, the world, as we know it, is going to change. Outside understanding, not having, done a degree in, I don't know, economics or political theory or whatever.
Yes. I see you've got a load of degrees, but do you have any experience? You must have 5 years experience in a relationship before... George Osborne has got a fucking university degree in history. Not, economics. Or even fucking, accountancy. High level. But, so is varying degrees on a circle. If you go to a spot and the instructions say, pray to people who didn't understand. Well, not pray suggests a degree of intelligence on their part and lack of develop enough experience to compete with fresh graduates who have got just the right degrees and people who turns out my degree was in writing, so I was right about that. I didn't entirely waste my fucking time, and you've got a lifetime of experience and references, and then there's me with a degree in creative and professional writing and film studies. And that's when you get River Song, she's starting her archaeology degree. Oh, by the way, you're going to need to wear this. Or should I go out and do socializing? Do socializing. Because your degree's basically going to be worthless. Because they spent a lot of money to get you into an expensive college course. But college degrees don't matter anymore. So you're kind of finishing university, and I'm Mr. Normal Guy, and I've got a degree, and I'm getting a job, and suddenly people are like, what? It's just, you come out of university, you got your degree, good, that's the minimum bar. Pounds into getting a university degree, so fuck it, I can invest £30 in a starter kit. Presidential election is. But we already have, in the case of Brexit, to a given degree, and we don't know how much that degree is. For no films, I mean, I did a course on film studies as part of my university degree. We watched The Dark Knight and kind of say, well, why does this, woman with a university degree and, aspirations of a job and friends where, there are so many people with university degrees
that you now need to do volunteering and internships in order to get a job.
Big field, lots and lots of areas to be in, and you know, my degrees mean I'm kind of, you know, I've got to kind of, you know, study a degree, spend money on a degree, and come out and get a job in the degree subject. No, you get whatever fucking job you can. Mind you, nobody's really giving a shit that I've got a degree in creative and professional writing and film studies. Someone before you, stop being self-defense and start being a killing spree. At what point does logicular replication is granddad's spade taken to the nth degree? This is the doctor using quantum turning the economy who hasn't done a single fucking economics degree, right? And he is sort of saying, oh, you're a fucking Marxist, no? Yes, it's a spectrum. Yes, it's a matter of varying degrees, but it's all basically the same thing. You're all just autistic. I'm not trans. I'm not gonna feel it to the same degree as someone else because except it isn't anymore. Except as people have pointed out, I got the wrong degree. It was a good degree as it goes. Do you want to hire the autistic fuckwit who's got a fucking useless degree? Expectation of, well, you know, you grow up and you get your degree and you get your job and then you get your house in the country and your two. You know, that, in fairness, of all the degrees I could have gotten, that does leave a wide variety of doors open. Normal and accepted, and just tweaking it to the nth degree so that you can sort of laugh at elements of yourself from. But it's creating more jobs in areas where you don't have a degree. Well, fucking fantastic then. So I get out another student loan, do I? Head out little by little, half a degree by half a degree. You barely notice it. Summers are a little warmer. Things are. You're not playing the game. You think you can come out of university with a degree and, you know, go into a desk job, and it's totally unreasonable. And trying to get a shitty job, trying to do a postgraduate degree is wasting time. It is needless waste of time and resources. I might have only been able to change things a few degrees and a few degrees and a few degrees, but they got rid of the big stuff, right? And slowly boiling us up, bit by bit, little by little, half a degree by half a degree. You barely notice it. That, you know, in order to get to a job that fits your degree, you have to work for free as a volunteer, work for free as an The connections in our brain can basically be 360 degrees. Okay. By the time you've gotten the degree that you need, based on the current evidence available, it will have changed. Personality around YouTubers. He takes it to the nth degree. Like, it's all very satirical with him. You know, he stands like, unless I need to resit a subject, or like, kind of, if I do a master's degree, this is it, you know. I am also someone who believes in science, and there is an overwhelming degree of evidence to suggest that the alt-right are just fucking moronic backwards again, right? So, you know, like, degrees are important. You can't just say, well, you know, it's all is directly behind you, right? Then if it says, you know, turn 90 degrees, right, that's going to your left. And if it says, you know, represent your own goddamn policies and political positions with some kind of vague degree of competency. But when you have people who actually like have studied degrees, who know what they're fucking talking about.
that particular job because they were good at it, some degree of competence, that they might not be able to do the other job.
Accident and got degrees that are worthless, and now I can't get a job, and now I'm basically like, hey, if I die, I die. You can pick from any number of vocational courses, and guess what? That isn't necessarily going to help you get a degree. That isn't necessarily going to help you get a job.
Through the end of university, and I managed to get away with university degree and graduating and
Deep, all around, 360-degree vision. And then on the actual like tip top of their center, like
that approach to my videos, and that's why I like this the great Lord Spoonie's videos now and Twilight, because his videos are now.
I got a good grade in a degree nobody gives a shit about, from a university nobody gives a shit about. Learn to write about this stuff. And that's why I've ended up with a somewhat useless degree, because there was no great plan of the generation that was what you did. So the fact that I had a degree, any kind of degree, was a fucking good thing, right? Shit like that. Or at least to a certain degree. The issue here is the discrimination, is the normalization, and exploit the Furshnik's weakness without being exploited by him to the same degree. And typically, like, the best way to
washed by somebody else, someone I have never met, which is a degree of intimacy that is not that pleasant, to be honest, to be able to do jobs that people who don't have degrees do. So we have a system whereby kind of taking that kind of thing to the nth degree. He will have clips. He will have, funny inserts and jokes and videos. And equally, like, I am someone who, did a degree in creative and professional writing and film studies, so that a STEM field, or to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, your degree is basically sort of useless. So focus on having fun and growing as a person. A UKIP model of, well, we're only going to accept people into the country who have the degrees to work here. All that's going to do is make... you can't be expected to go to university, study a degree, spend money on a degree, stable orbit. And one of these points is L5, and essentially it's 60 degrees. It's 60 degrees to a given degree, and we don't know how much that degree is because it's still up in the air. But to a given degree. Oh, and obviously you can let these things go to the nth degree, right? This is why I generally believe that it was a good degree as it goes. It was a valid learning experience, a whole lot less complex than the human brain, right? We expect a degree of homogeneity and similarity with people pushing themselves to the nth fucking degree, trying to keep us alive. And yeah, mistakes happen, and I've seen those mistakes. I've been on the wrong end. We've already risen the world's global temperature by 0.8 degrees Celsius, and it might even be more than that now. Yeah, it turns out finding a job is fucking difficult when the degree you did is creative and professional writing and film studies. Described regeneration. Regeneration is Grandad Spade taken to the nth degree, and quantum teleportation, logicular replication is the university course I did. The degree I got at college. The potentially the entire future of my life. Yeah, and I've done shit like this. I have binged. I binged the Skullduggery Pleasant audiobooks, and
graduated and now I'm in debt and my fucking degree didn't mean shit. And now I'm going to fucking work free. You know, and don't get me wrong, right? I did my university degree in creative and professional writing and film studies. I love the shocker. I'm not fucking graduated. I'm not fucking. I don't have a fucking degree in it. It's like, well, you know, technology is creating more. An apprenticeship by universal credit, and I shouldn't have been because I have a degree and thus it's not possible. Again, the douchebags kinda have a point. I am a smart man. I do have good degrees with a fair amount of wiggle room. Degrees are functionally fucking useless, you know. That all a degree does is show I too have been to university, and you know who decided to do a degree that involves sitting down a lot of the time ends up being too on food in computer repair, so that you know because I basically think at this point degrees are functionally fucking useless, you know. I actually did a degree. I got a BA 2-1, a BA with honours in creative and professional for free in internships and you know working in jobs that you know people who don't have degrees should be doing. Oh, that doesn't have an effect. I was at a crossroads in my career too of like, okay, I have a degree now. What job am I gonna do? What's my I have got a shit degree and the jobs are disappearing fast anyway. Automation. And it is about how they find solace and companionship and some degree of stability and family. As I say, I did a degree in giving a shit about this stuff. But I'm watching this show and really nice. We are going to go 90 degrees to 90Y. That's really nice. It's genuinely nice. Yeah. Skyrim times rejigified, so it's funner and you know to a certain degree there is balance and scaling and coming out of university with the right degrees and you know the momentum and youth and vitality, and at the same time hey, we have this technology that can scan your brain, scan your body to like the nth degree, scan all its subatomic particles and simulate. If you go to a spot and the instructions say, you know, turn 90 degrees, you know, if you assume, therefore you're basically the same thing, right? I mean, it's just a matter of varying degrees. Yeah, but like, so is varying degrees on a certain clothing issues, and I do have paranoia to a certain degree and anxiety, and I do misread signals because of my autism. Yeah, it doesn't really work. And here I am, you know, someone with a degree in creative and professional writing and film studies, haven't whatever, but you know, they are worked to the nth fucking degree, paid crap. They don't have enough protection to understand writing. You know, I got a degree in that, but I'm not an expert in any academic field, so I'm not gonna just say, well, you know, it's all the same thing. It's all degrees. What does it matter? It was right about that. I didn't entirely waste my fucking degree. I didn't entirely waste university. Or leave me pinned between fresh graduates with the right degrees and, you know, people who are coming out of retirement with... Actually, like, there was a point where, like, getting a degree meant you're set for life now. And my parents were very much of the and obviously to varying degrees you'll have more or less oversight, at least to begin with.
I am Grandad Spade. I am Grandad Spade taken to the nth degree, and you know what you can do with Grandad Spade? Was this said, really, I can call him off if you want. And I shrugged. I've got a degree in performing arts, and we are now apparently a queendom looking to take over.
They've got the drive, they know what they're doing, they've got the right degrees, and it's like you're being